we're joined from Cairo by the editor-in-chief of Al-Shorouk Newspaper, Mr. Emad Eldin Hussien. Welcome to Qnews. Now, sir, how do you view the draft statement of the Doha summit regarding the Israeli aggression?
Peace be upon you all. As I heard in the beginning of the report that Ahmad Abul Ghait said that this statement is supposed to be send a message, an Arab-Islamic message to Israel. So I think that the message will be clear and definite for Israel. A clear message has no diplomatic points. The second point is the American support in the political statement. If there is not a clear message regarding certain practices against Israel, I think the message that will deliver to Israel is to continue the war and the aggression. If there is not a concrete action taken against Israel, and to tell Israel that it will pay the price, if there is not a clear message, it will cause danger on the area.
Sir, is it possible for the Arab Summit, the Arab-Islamic Summit in Doha, to issue decisive decisions in the history of the Middle East, some decisions that are unprecedented in a way?
As an Arab citizen, I hope that it happens. But for the political and the scene now, unfortunately, I don't expect so. And I hope to be false in this expectation. I heard the Prime Minister, the Qatari Prime Minister, talking about, to the CN, talking about the American-Qatari relations in its best state. And we know that without the American ally to Israel, Israel will not have been able to do such an aggression. And we also all know that USA has the biggest base, and it is in Qatar. It's supposed that it refuses all of the aggression, and it observes every action. And how can it does not observe the aggression of Israel? If there should be practices and concrete actions to be taken, and to threaten to cut relations with Israel. That's what Israel understands. Regarding the statement, we know that these statements, with its importance, but it has been long ago found.
Okay, so is it possible to reach a final agreement to stop the war in Gaza soon?
I don't think so, unfortunately. When Benjamin Netanyahu and the army, when they shot the commissioners, this means that he doesn't want any negotiations. This means that Israel does not want peace or ceasefire or end the war in Gaza. When we reach a resolution and to ceasefire, Netanyahu stops the negotiations, and this is what Israel said. Israel does not want any stop of the war in Gaza. It's clear, and we see that Netanyahu does not care about reaching a negotiation. All of what he cares about is to continue the war, and the America supports him and funds him. Minutes before the summit, the foreign minister announces his solidarity with Israel in front of the international society. This message reveals the stance of Israel and the America, and it stands in front of the international laws and the United Nations and the humanitarian organizations that talk about the starvation in Gaza. All of these signals that the ceasefire in Gaza is not to happen soon. Unfortunately, uh, it may be like they are exerting effort and negotiating, but without any use. The the negotiations became a way to disperse the people.
And how can the emergency summit in Doha pressure the U.S. administration to halt the war in Gaza?
If without the support of the USA, Israel would not have been able to continue aggression and violation in Gaza. It wouldn't have been able to attack Al-Doha and Iran and other countries. USA solidated with Israel in its violation, in its aggression against the Middle East and Gulf states. It supported Israel with weapons and funds and political support. So all these signals that USA that will not change its stance. Again, the summit must send a clear message to the USA and to the world that to stop Israeli actions and Israeli strikes. What Netanyahu understands is collaborations and agreements and his own plan. He aims to achieve it only. If we're talking about the Arab vision, we need to send a clear message. They do not do a concrete action or take a concrete action to stop such actions and violations and practices of Israel. Many people in the beginning of the war many countries said that there will be escalation against what happens in Israel, but in reality, nothing happened. The Arab world talks but does not take actions.
And do you think that the U.S. Secretary of State's visit to Israel could actually end war in Gaza or at least reach a ceasefire?
No, the measure is what Rubio said before coming to Israel. He said to the media platforms, to the American platforms in specific, that he goes to Israel to support it and help it in its actions. Although the American stance differs with Israel in its attack on Qatar, but it won't take a real action against Israel. This is clear messages. The Israeli reports and American reports said that one of the biggest issues that Rubio will discuss is to understand the upcoming plan of Israel in Gaza and West Bank, and if it will include it or in its land or not. This is the statements of Rubio. So, if I'm not to be pessimistic, the visit of Rubio is more support to Israel, not a pressure on it to stop fire.
Well, that was Mr. Emad Eldin Hussien from Cairo. He is the editor-in-chief of Al-Shorouk Newspaper. Thank you so much for joining us on Qnews.